Let me tell you a story. In early summer of 2022, I saw Top Gun for the first time. And I'm sorry, but at the time, I didn't think it was anything special. It was good, but I'm just not really a fan of military or action movies, so it didn't leave much of an impact. I thought the first act was a bit slow, and not much kept me invested until Goose's death and the fallout of all that. So when my friend asked me to see Top Gun Maverick with her a few months later, I was not excited. I sat down with my overpriced theater popcorn, not expecting a whole lot. Oh, how naive I was. The film was dramatic. It was funny, it was intense and gripping, it was inspiring. Top Gun Maverick permanently altered my brain chemistry, and I was completely fixated on the movie for months afterwards. Now I consider it in my top 3 movies of all time. How ironic is that? Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Let's get into the film and just scratch the surface of the many amazing components of it, mostly focusing on the music and its undeniable impact. Joseph Kosinski's 2022 film Top Gun Maverick is a sequel done right, plain and simple. In this era of Hollywood, where old franchises are constantly revived to cash in on nostalgia, usually to less than stellar results, Maverick is a revitalizing breath of fresh air for the film industry, and a step towards a brighter filmic future. Released 36 years after the original Top Gun Maverick picks up on Pete Maverick Mitchell's story decades later. He must confront his past while leading a group of Top Gun graduates on a dangerous mission. One of these pilots happens to be Rooster, the son of Maverick's old friend Goose, whose tragic death he witnessed decades prior. Throughout the film, Maverick struggles with wanting to protect Rooster while also preventing further friction within their relationship. This feels like a very natural progression of Maverick's story, and the writers explore it with nuance and care. For example, in the scene where Rooster sings and plays Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire, not only parallels his father doing the same in the original Top Gun, but subtextually touches on Maverick's grief and struggle to make peace with the past. Also speaking of the music, Top Gun Maverick utilizes leitmotif effectively and powerfully throughout its runtime. Several times, different orchestral versions of Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone can be heard in the score. Danger Zone, obviously, was the original movie's theme, and it plays at the beginning of this film as a nostalgic callback. In Top Gun Maverick, it often appears in the score during moments of heightened triumph. For example, when Rooster and Maverick steal an F-14 in order to escape from the enemy base, hints of Danger Zone's chorus soar in the background. This emphasizes not just a triumph in the plot, but Maverick and Rooster beginning to repair their relationship. While the score itself is powerful, the soundtrack adds another layer of immersion and emotion to the film. Danger Zone obviously evokes feelings of nostalgia, thrill, and excitement. The other original vocal tracks are just as impactful. At first, One Republic's I Ain't Worried feels a little out of place in a film that so heavily embraces the 80s. But it actually makes sense upon further examination. This plays during the beach scene, where Maverick is having the pilots play volleyball as a sort of team-building exercise. It's an obvious homage to the beach scene in the original Top Gun. In this film, set over 30 years later, the more contemporary, poppy sound emphasizes that no matter the pain of the past, we're in the present. Life continues moving forward, and the music encapsulates this idea. Lady Gaga's Hold My Hand, which plays over the last scene and credits, conveys a similar idea. God, I love Lady Gaga. The fresh, contemporary instrumental sounds like a breath of new life, which is very fitting given the story's conclusion and overarching themes. Besides music, Top Gun Maverick is a masterclass in every other area. No, I am not biased. It won a very well-deserved Oscar for sound design, made possible due to the use of authentic jet sounds and the fact that the cast flew actual planes for most of these scenes. It was nominated for an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, and it's very easy to see why. The writing is a perfect balance between comedy and drama, and it continues the story of these characters naturally and effortlessly. All in all, Top Gun Maverick is an unprecedented cinematic achievement, one that feels like a breath of fresh air for Hollywood and filmmaking as a whole. That's my very brief analysis on Top Gun Maverick. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!